Hello, my beautiful, fiery Aries souls, and welcome back to Astrology Unlocked. I am your guide on this cosmic journey, and I need you to draw close and listen with your whole heart, because the universe is whispering something truly extraordinary to you right now. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the ether, that almost electric hum in the air around you? It is the vibration of cosmic justice, a powerful, resonant frequency that is echoing with a name, and it is the name of the one who wronged you. There is someone, my dear Aries, who has not known a moment of true peace for weeks. Someone whose sleep is fractured, whose dreams are haunted by the memory of your face. Someone who wakes in the dead of night, their heart pounding with the heavy, cold realization of what they did to you. This individual is paying a profound, invisible price for their betrayal, for underestimating the sacred fire that burns within you. And the most magnificent part of this entire cosmic symphony, you have not had to lift a single finger. The universe itself, in its infinite wisdom and power, has become your champion. I know you've felt their energy trying to creep back in, haven't you? That fleeting thought, that strange coincidence. It's real. Before we dive deep into this incredible revelation, I want you to connect with this energy. If you are ready to release the past and step into your power, let me know in the comments below with a simple fire emoji. Let's ignite this space with our collective strength. And if you haven't already, now is the perfect moment to subscribe to Astrology Unlocked and join our beautiful community so you never miss these essential cosmic updates designed to empower your soul. Now let's be honest with ourselves. You know exactly who this person is. Even if your logical mind has tried to file it away, your soul remembers. This is the person who offered you a smile while concealing a dagger behind their back. The one who spoke words of adoration while their actions were steeped in self-interest. The one who attempted to dim your brilliant light so they could feel a flicker of warmth, who tried to make you feel small so they could stand on your shoulders and feel tall. This is the person who callously discarded your loyalty as if it were a trifle, a bauble of no value. Perhaps this was a love that you poured your entire passionate heart into, believing you had found your counterpart, your partner in adventure. It could have been a friend in whom you placed your unwavering trust, sharing your deepest dreams and vulnerabilities, believing they were a safe harbor. Or, in the most painful of cuts, it could have been someone you considered family, someone who was supposed to be your bedrock, your unconditional support. It does not matter what role they played. The cosmic pattern remains unchanged. That person is now standing in the field they themselves sowed, and they are reaping a harvest of profound regret and shame. In the next few moments, we are going to embark on a journey together. This is not just about understanding their pain. It is about facilitating your ultimate liberation. I am going to unveil a truth that will release you, once and for all, from the chains of anger, the poison of resentment, and the draining human need for vengeance. We will explore the specific, tangible signs that this individual is facing a deep, spiritual reckoning for their actions. I will demonstrate to you that cosmic justice is not some fluffy, abstract concept. It is a real, active, and relentless mechanism of universal balance. More importantly, I am going to guide you to the understanding that while this person is sinking in the quicksand of their own making, in their regret and their shame, you, my beautiful Aries, are being elevated. You are on an upward spiral, ascending to a level of personal power radiant authenticity, and soul-deep fulfillment that they, from their low vibrational state, will never be able to comprehend, let alone reach. So, are you ready to discover the profound truth that the greatest victory is not one you plan, but one the cosmos orchestrates with divine perfection, all while you focus on your own beautiful becoming? Then take a deep breath and let's begin this sacred exploration together. My dear Aries, I need you to absorb this fundamental truth into the very marrow of your bones. No one inflicts a deep wound upon a child of Mars and simply walks away unscathed. It is a spiritual impossibility. This isn't because you, in your warrior spirit, will hunt them down to exact revenge. No, your energy is far too precious for that now. It is because you love with the purity and intensity of a supernova. You trust with the courageous heart of a true leader. You give of yourself with a generosity that is both breathtaking and rare. When someone takes that sacred trust and shatters it, when they weaponize your vulnerability, when they manipulate your genuine, fiery love for their own gain, they do something far more dangerous than just hurting you. They activate a powerful cosmic law of energetic return. They create a spiritual debt that the universe itself will pursue until the lesson is learned and the balance is restored. And this force, this cosmic recalibration, it doesn't operate in the loud, bombastic ways humans might expect. Oh no, it is far more elegant, far more insidious, and ultimately far more devastating. It manifests as an internal corrosion, a hollowing out of the soul. It becomes an emptiness that no new relationship, no career achievement, no material possession can ever hope to fill. It is a guilt that grows like a silent, creeping vine, slowly choking the life out of their conscience. It is a pervasive shame that taints every potential moment of joy, a constant, low-grade hum of wrongness that underscores their entire existence. It is as if the universe is perpetually whispering in their ear, a constant, inescapable reminder. You know what you did. You know you broke something pure. You know you do not deserve peace until you confront the shadow you cast. So, while the person who hurt you may curate an external life that appears perfectly fine, I want you to see beyond the veil. They may be posting smiling photos on social media, showcasing a new partner, or celebrating a promotion. But look deeper with your powerful intuition. Inside, there is a gaping void, a black hole of their own creation that consumes any and all attempts at genuine happiness. Because deep down, in the silent chambers of their soul, they know. They know they wronged you in a way that cannot be undone. They know they had something real and threw it away. And this knowing, this truth, it erodes their spirit day by day, moment by moment. Let's bring this into even sharper focus, shall we? For those of you courageous Aries, born between March 21st and March 31st, the very first decan, you are the purest expression of Aries fire. The person who is haunted by your memory is likely someone who betrayed your emotional trust in the most direct way imaginable. Someone you loved with your whole being, who took that love and used it as a weapon against you, perhaps through deceit or a profound act of selfishness. For my powerful Aries souls, born between April 1st and April 10th, your fire is tempered with the brilliant, creative light of the sun. For you, this person is likely someone who attempted to sabotage you professionally or creatively. They saw your star rising, your incredible passion and innovation, and they tried to diminish your brilliance, perhaps by stealing your ideas or undermining your reputation, all to escape their own mediocrity. And for my wise Aries warriors, born between April 11th and April 19th, your fire is infused with the expansive, truth-seeking energy of Jupiter. This person is likely someone from your inner circle, perhaps even your own family, who judged you with breathtaking unfairness or abandoned you in your hour of greatest need, betraying the sacred law of loyalty that you hold so dear. But regardless of your birth date, regardless of the specific face that comes to mind, the energetic pattern is identical. They are now facing the unseen, yet deeply felt, consequences of challenging a warrior of the light. And you, my dear Aries, are about to witness, if you haven't already, the clear and undeniable signs that this person is being held accountable by the very fabric of the cosmos. Can you sense it? Can you feel that a higher justice, a divine intelligence, is meticulously rebalancing the scales of your story? The shame this person is experiencing is not a superficial emotion. It is not the fleeting regret one feels after a minor misstep. No, this is a deep, existential shame that burrows into the very foundation of their being. It forces them to question their own worth, their own integrity. They look in the mirror, and their reflection accuses them. They replay the moments of their cruelty, how they treated you, how they dismissed you, how they wounded your beautiful, trusting heart, and they cannot absolve themselves, because in their soul, they know you were genuine, you were true, you were loyal, and they carelessly threw away a treasure. What makes this shame a particularly heavy burden is that, in the beginning, this person almost certainly tried to rewrite history. We see this all the time, don't we? They constructed elaborate narratives in their own mind to dilute their guilt. They may have even tried to paint you as the villain, casting themselves in the role of the victim to garner sympathy from others. It is a classic tactic of a soul in avoidance. But the universe does not deal in falsehoods. As time has passed, those self-serving lies have begun to crumble, like a sandcastle against the rising tide of truth. Reality has started to seep through the cracks of the false story they created. And now they can no longer escape the raw, unvarnished truth. They were unkind, they were unfair, and they were cowardly in their actions toward you. In recent days and weeks, you have likely noticed some peculiar signs, these little cosmic breadcrumbs. Perhaps you've heard news about them through a mutual acquaintance, and the report wasn't one of joy or success, but of struggle and stagnation. Maybe you had an unexpected encounter with them in public, and you noticed it immediately. They seemed uncomfortable in their own skin, diminished, their usual bravado replaced by a nervous, hollow energy. They couldn't hold your gaze, could they? Or perhaps you've received strange, indirect messages, a like on an old photo, a cryptic comment, or even a hesitant text message trying to reopen a line of communication under a flimsy pretext. These are not random occurrences, my friends. These are the distress signals of a soul buckling under the unbearable weight of its own shame. They are desperately searching for a way to alleviate this internal pressure, even though they lack the courage to be fully transparent about the turmoil they are experiencing. But here is the crucial piece of wisdom I need you to grasp, the very key to your liberation. Their peace is not your project. Their absolution is not in your hands to grant. This is a spiritual battle they have ignited within themselves, and they must be the one to face the flames. No apology, no gesture, no external forgiveness will resolve the internal reckoning that is currently underway. This is between them and the universe. The cosmos has a very specific, very potent methodology for dealing with those who harm the children of Aries. First, it often gives them what appears to be a long leash. It allows the person to believe they have gotten away with it, that their deception was successful, that they outsmarted you. This phase can be agonizing for you, Aries. It can last weeks, months, sometimes even longer. You may look at their life from afar and feel a surge of righteous anger, a sense of profound injustice, and you may cry out to the heavens, "Where is the law of karma?" But then, just as you begin to lose faith, something shifts. Silently, suddenly, without warning, the cosmic bill comes due. And it doesn't arrive in a dramatic lightning strike fashion. It arrives as an inexplicable sense of dissatisfaction that settles over their life like a thick fog. It manifests as new relationships that look perfect on the surface but feel hollow and empty within. It comes as career achievements that bring no real joy, only a fleeting distraction from the gnawing feeling that something essential is missing. And at the very center of this inner desolation, like a ghost that cannot be exorcised, is the memory of you. Your energy, your fire, your light. They start seeing you everywhere, not in a physical sense, but energetically. They see your traits in other people and feel a pang of loss. They hear a song that was once your song, and it stops them in their tracks. They pass by places you once frequented together and are flooded with memories they cannot suppress. They have unsettling dreams where you appear, not saying a word, but simply looking at them with that intense, soul-seeing gaze that only an Aries possesses. Each of these experiences is a carefully orchestrated nudge from the universe, a divine reminder saying, "Remember the light you tried to extinguish. Remember the bond you shattered. Remember the warrior you lost." The most beautiful and empowering aspect of this entire process is that your only task is to heal and to rise. You do not need to concoct elaborate revenge schemes. You do not need to expend a single ounce of your precious energy trying to make them feel bad. You certainly do not need to monitor their life, seeking proof of their suffering. All of this happens automatically, as if you have an invisible army of cosmic forces working tirelessly on your behalf. And here is the secret spiritual amplifier. The more you move on with your life, the more you heal your heart, the more you grow into the next magnificent version of yourself, the heavier the burden of shame becomes for the person who hurt you. Your happiness becomes their haunting. Your success becomes the mirror reflecting their failure. Your peace becomes the stark contrast to their inner chaos. There is something within your powerful auric field, Aries, that permanently marks anyone who intentionally causes you harm. It is as if they carry an invisible energetic tattoo for the rest of their days that reads, "I made the foolish mistake of underestimating a child of the fire." And this mark, this energetic imprint, it does not fade with time. On the contrary, it becomes more pronounced. It becomes heavier. It begins to seep into and contaminate other areas of their life in ways they cannot logically comprehend. Their future relationships will be tainted by the memory of how they failed you, creating a pattern of self-sabotage. Their professional successes will feel empty, hollowed out by a deep-seated feeling of unworthiness. The moments in their life that should be filled with unadulterated joy will be stained by the constant, nagging reminder of the betrayal they committed. And do you know what is so divinely poetic about this cosmic justice. The person will try everything in their power to escape this burden. They will chase distractions, new hobbies, new cities, new faces. They will try to find other people to fill the void you left, only to find that your light was unique and irreplaceable. They will try to justify their actions to friends, to family, and most desperately, to themselves. But none of it will work, because the only true path to freeing themselves from this self-imposed prison of shame would be to summon the courage to stand before you, to look you in the eyes, and to admit the full, unvarnished, painful truth of their actions. And for most people, especially those who operate from a place of ego and fear, that is an impossible feat. The ego will not permit it. The fear of your righteous anger will not permit it. Their own cowardice will not permit it. And so, this person remains trapped in an emotional and spiritual purgatory of their own design. They cannot forgive themselves because they know on a soul level they do not deserve it yet. They cannot reach out to you with true remorse because they are too ashamed to face the consequences of their truth. And they cannot truly move forward because your memory remains like a shadow cast over everything they attempt to build. It is a perfect prison, a sentence without an end date, a torment they authored themselves when they decided to treat your magnificent heart as if it were disposable. Meanwhile, you, my glorious Aries, are undergoing a completely different and infinitely more powerful transformation. Yes, you were hurt. Yes, you felt the searing pain of betrayal. Yes, there were moments when your inner warrior screamed for retribution, when you imagined 1,000 ways to make that person pay for what they did. But instead of acting on that raw, primal anger, you chose, whether consciously or unconsciously, a much higher path. You chose to alchemize your pain. You chose to turn the fire of your rage into the fuel for your own rebirth. And that single choice, my friend, has changed everything. Because while the person who wronged you is sinking in the murky waters of shame and regret, you are rising. You are the phoenix, ascending from the ashes of your heartbreak, more powerful, more vibrant, and more breathtakingly beautiful than ever before. You are discovering reserves of strength within yourself that you never knew you possessed. You are developing a profound emotional wisdom, a discernment that will protect you for the rest of your days. You are building a version of yourself so powerful, so magnetic, so utterly incredible that when, not if, that person finally gets a glimpse of you again, they will be stunned into silence. They will wonder how they could have been so blind, so foolish, as to let someone like you slip through their fingers. This, my dear Aries, is your true revenge. It is not about inflicting pain. It is about becoming so extraordinary that your absence in their life becomes the greatest punishment they could ever receive. It is about living a life so full, so authentic, so joyous that the person who discarded you is forced to spend the rest of their life wondering if they made the single greatest mistake of their existence. And believe me, this is not a future fantasy. This is happening right now. The person who hurt you is seeing it. Whether it's through the grapevine, through a glance at your social media, or simply by feeling the seismic shift in your energetic signature, they know that you are thriving. And that knowledge dismantles them from the inside out, because they expected you to crumble. They expected you to remain trapped in the narrative of pain they created. They may have even secretly hoped you would, to validate their own decision to leave. But you did not play the part they assigned you. You rose, you rebuilt, you transformed your pain into pure, unadulterated power. And now, they are faced with the staggering realization that in trying to destroy you, they inadvertently forged you into a warrior of unbreakable strength. In trying to make you feel small, they motivated you to become larger than life. In discarding you as if you were worthless, they pushed you to discover your own infinite value. In the coming days and weeks, the signs will become even clearer, even more undeniable. It could be through mutual friends who confide in you that this person talks about you constantly, asking after you with a tone of deep remorse. It might be more direct attempts at contact, those innocent messages designed to test the waters, to see if you are still receptive to their energy. It could even be through learning that they are facing significant challenges in their life, not because you wish them ill, but because the universe has a way of delivering the precise lessons we need to learn. When these signs arrive, and they absolutely will, I want you to remember this message. You have zero obligation to make their journey easier. You do not need to accept a hasty, self-serving apology. You do not need to pretend everything is okay simply to alleviate their guilt. And you certainly do not need to offer forgiveness before you genuinely feel it, just to appear spiritually evolved. True forgiveness, if and when it comes, will be a natural process, unfolding in your own divine timing, for your own peace, not for theirs. And that day may come, or it may not. And both of those outcomes are perfectly valid and honored by the universe. What the cosmos needs you to understand right now is not that you must forgive them to be free. It is that you are already free. The shame they carry is their burden, not yours. The regret that consumes them is their problem to solve. Their desperate need for redemption is not a thirst you are required to quench. Your only sacred responsibility right now is to yourself. It is to honor your healing journey. It is to fiercely protect your peace. It is to continue building your magnificent life on the solid foundation of self-love, a foundation that no one can ever shake again. Aries, one of the most profound revelations that will dawn on you in the coming times is the why. You will finally understand why you had to endure this painful experience. Not because you ever deserved to be treated with such disrespect, you did not, but because you needed to learn a lesson of sovereignty that only this kind of fire can teach. You needed to discover that your strength is not just a trait, it is an infinite wellspring within you. You needed to learn to trust your own powerful intuition, which likely waved red flags about this person that your hopeful heart chose to ignore. You needed to develop a level of emotional discernment that will act as an impenetrable shield against future betrayals. And above all, you needed to learn the ultimate truth of the spiritual warrior. You do not need revenge when you possess real power. Revenge is the desperate act of those who feel powerless, who need to lash out externally because they lack internal fortitude. But you, Aries, you have discovered something far more potent. The power to transform yourself so completely that your radiant existence becomes the final word. The power to build a life so beautiful, so meaningful, that anyone who chose to leave it is left with a lifetime of regret. The person who is so deeply ashamed of what they did to you will carry that shame in ways you cannot even fathom. They will look at their own life and feel the sting of their lack of integrity. They will attempt to build new relationships, only to sabotage them with the ghost of their past betrayal, because on a subconscious level, they do not feel worthy of true love. They may achieve worldly success, but they will be unable to truly celebrate, because a victory feels empty when one's conscience is heavy. They will grow old, looking back at the moment they hurt you as one of the most significant and regrettable turning points of their life. And you, my magnificent Aries, you will grow old looking back at that very same moment in a completely different light. You will see it as the catalyst that forced you to meet your true self, the painful experience that cleared the path for something and someone so much better. The moment where an old version of you died so that the true warrior, the true sovereign, could be reborn, stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. And you will feel a sense of gratitude, not for the pain itself, but for the incredible transformation that the pain made possible. Pay close attention in the coming days to how you feel when you think of this person. If you still feel that intense, fiery anger, that sharp sting of pain, that primal urge for revenge, know that you are still processing. And that is perfectly okay. Healing is not a race. It has no deadline. Be gentle with yourself. But if you begin to feel indifference, if you start to realize that they no longer occupy prime real estate in your mind, if you even begin to feel a detached sense of compassion for the emotional prison they have built for themselves, these, my friends, are the signs that you are truly, deeply, and irrevocably freeing yourself. And when that liberation is complete, you will see that the greatest gift this person ever gave you was showing you who they truly were, before you invested one more precious moment of your life in them. Aries, what inspires me most about your journey is that you have the profound opportunity to break a cycle that can sometimes trap the warrior spirit. The pattern of holding on to grudges for years, of allowing bitterness to take root, of being consumed by a righteous hatred. You can choose a different path. You can choose to channel all of that incredible emotional intensity that characterizes your sign, not toward destroying the one who hurt you, but toward building a version of yourself so magnificent that justice is served as a natural byproduct of your evolution. And when you make that conscious choice, something truly magical happens. You cease to be the victim of your story and become the triumphant creator of your reality. You stop giving your power away to the person who hurt you and begin to reclaim every last drop of it. You transition from the role of the betrayed to the role of the liberated. And this fundamental shift in perspective changes absolutely everything. The person who is ashamed of what they did will eventually have their moment of reckoning. It might be in a therapist's office. It might be during a personal crisis. It might be in the crushing loneliness of 3 a.m. But at some point, they will have to look their own actions in the face and acknowledge the truth. And in that moment, the shame they feel now will pale in comparison to the magnitude of the remorse they will experience. Because they will realize they didn't just break a bond, they forfeited a rare and precious opportunity to have a true warrior, a true source of light in their life. Meanwhile, you will be so far ahead, so far removed from that old story, so gloriously occupied with living your best and most authentic life, that when this person finally musters the courage to seek your forgiveness, you will look at them with an almost nostalgic curiosity, as if seeing a character from a past life you barely recognize. And it will not be an act, it will be genuine indifference. The kind of profound peace that is only possible when you have truly healed, truly moved on, and truly built something far, far better. You are protected by forces beyond your comprehension. The shame the other person feels is real, and it is having real consequences in their life. You do not need to do anything other than continue to heal, to grow, and to become the most radiant version of yourself. The universe, my dear Aries, will handle all the rest. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me today. Your courage to heal inspires us all. Please share your journey and support your fellow Aries warriors in the comments below. Your story matters, and your strength gives others strength. Remember to subscribe to Astrology Unlocked, as your journey of empowerment is ongoing, and we have so much more to share with you. The universe is on your side. The best is yet to come. Live beautifully, my friends, because your happiness is the ultimate victory.